My thoughts on Godzilla Minus One. I had recently gone to see the new Godzilla film. I was quite surprised, considering I had not seen any previews of commercials about this Godzilla movie. I had just came to the cinema, saw it was showing now, so I just had to go see it as a fan of the franchise. I have seen most of the Godzilla from the 1954 classic film, all the way to the latest versions of the classic monster. There isn't a Godzilla movie I don't like. Anyway, so on to my thoughts on the latest Godzilla Minus One. I figured it wasn't a sequel to Kong vs. Godzilla. I did think maybe it was a sequel to Shin Godzilla, which I haven't seen, which I hear is also pretty awesome. Now, first off, for a while, especially with the Americanized versions, I've always sort of felt Godzilla defending humans was kinda silly, still good, but kinda silly. I mean, he's an unstoppable monster. He doesn't care who he steps on. Blowing up and destroying buildings, no matter what's in this monster's way, it's trampled. Like he was in the 1954 original film. So Godzilla Minus One serves as the antagonist of the film, and the writers, actors, and directors tell us a Godzilla story that brings the king of monsters back to his roots. While it is set right at the end of World War II and keeps to the original origins of Godzilla and has references to previous films, I won't say which ones. I am trying to avoid spoilers. I wouldn't call this a reboot of the original 1954 film, but it is set around that time. So I would say this carries the original theme that Godzilla was a movie about the consequences of the use of nuclear weapons, to which I'm glad. As I watched the movie, I was on the edge of my seat from start to finish. It felt like watching a true kaiju horror movie, and it's honestly good to see Godzilla as the ruthless monster he is supposed to be. I also enjoy the thought Toho put into the movie. Very well done, a lot of creativity. The CGI Godzilla is just amazing. Considering the budget, they did one heck of a job. I suppose that's no surprise considering they created the monster and franchise. They'll know Godzilla better than Hollywood ever will. High points for the creative ideas and scientific concepts used in the film, especially with the war veterans' plans to stop Godzilla. I also found they go more into the monster itself. There were things about Godzilla I didn't know about the monster previously from previous versions and films, including the three animated Godzilla films and Godzilla Singular Point, all of which I also recommend. In closing, Godzilla is a must-see for not only the fans of the Godzilla franchise, but any fan of any Kaiju or mass disaster movie. I highly recommend it. So parents, ring those babysitters, go out to dinner and a moonlight walk. And if you have time, see this movie in cinemas while you still can. Thank you for joining me. Today, don't forget to like and subscribe